Hey, what's going on? This is Greg Helbeck, and this is the weekly deal breakdown where I talk about a piece of property that I either bought and sold or bought and rented. So, camera went down there. Today I'm going to talk about a memorable deal that I did. This is from a while ago, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's a crazy story. It's actually, I forget the address. It was on Jersey Avenue in Greenwood Lake, New York. I think it was like 4 something something Jersey Avenue. This is a while ago. But anyway, long story short, I'm going to tell you how I found it, what we did, what mistakes I made, and crazy bonus at the end. So anyway, before I get into that, if you're not familiar with me, my name is Greg Helbeck. I've bought and sold well over 100 houses. I've been a full-time real estate investor for a while. And the goal of making these videos is to share with you some lessons that I've learned so you can learn them from my experience and not the hard way as I usually learn them. So if you do get value from this video, if you could subscribe to my channel and like the video, it would really mean a lot to me. So let's get into the details. So I remember this deal came from a direct mail campaign, and it came from the tax delinquent list in Orange County. So I got the tax delinquent list in Orange County. It was really hard to get. It was really hard to format. Once I got it all formatted, I might have, I don't think I hand wrote these letters. I think I used a printer to print them out, but I sent out a bunch of letters to people who didn't pay their property taxes, right, or behind on their property taxes, which, by the way, is a great list. We got a great lead yesterday from that list. But anyway, I digress. And this guy called me. I'll never forget it. I didn't think it was a deal. His name was Don, and he's actually deceased now, unfortunately. But anyway, he calls and he said, "Hey, I got this property. I inherited it from my mom. It's been vacant for a long time. It's like almost going to go to the tax auction. I need you to buy it from me." And I was brand new still, and I really didn't have a lot of experience. I didn't really know the area. I was just kind of a rookie still. And I was like, "Okay, what do you want for the property?" And he's like, 100 grand. And I thought, I didn't know, I didn't know anything near what I knew now, but I was like, okay, that might be a lot. And I didn't know if it was a deal. I ended up looking the property up, and I actually drove by it, and it was literally on the fucking lake in Greenwood Lake, on the good side, literally on the water. There was a boathouse in the back. There was a diving board going to lake. This was lakefront property in Greenwood Lake. Insane. And I was like, okay, I might be able to do 100. And I ended up calling a mentor of mine, and I said, "Hey, I got this deal in Greenwood Lake. I don't really know what's going on. Do you want to buy it from me?" And they looked at it and they were like, "Yes, we want to buy it from you." So I told them 115. And at this time, I had the most money I made on a wholesale deal was probably like $8,000. So to me, going from 8 to 15 as a 21-year-old kid is a lot of fucking money. So they said, "Okay, we'll buy that property off you for 115. We signed a contract, and we got the thing into the attorney, and there was a bunch of title issues on it. We had to do heirship affidavits, which is basically a way to skip probate in New York, and the whole thing had a lot of complications with it. There was another heir that came out of the woodworks that needed to get some of the money. It was this whole process. I really didn't know what the fuck was going on. Now I'd like, this is shit we do every day, but I had no idea what was going on, and my mentor really walked me through it. And at the closing, I got my $15,000, which at the time was the most money I ever made on a piece of property. I remember I had a check in my hands. There's still a picture of it somewhere where it's me holding up a check for 15 grand. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I just made some serious money in real estate." So I thought, at the time it was a lot of money. And I was like, "Holy smokes, this is amazing." And I found out, I think during the process, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And I didn't have money at the time either. So it's like I had no leverage, right? The only thing I had was the deal, which is the most important thing. My mentor ended up getting the property, and they agreed to pay me 15 grand. And then they actually double closed it with somebody else, and they made 85 grand. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." But at the end of the day, could I have done that in theory? Yes, but I had no money, no experience, didn't know the market, and I was guaranteed 15 grand. Listen, could we have JV'd it and maybe split the 100K profit? Maybe. But, I didn't get greedy. The mentor helped me a lot. Still a good friend to this day, both of those guys. And made 15 grand, and it's certainly better than nothing. So what are some lessons that I can tell you from this video that you can learn? Number one, if you have a home run deal, you got to get on it quick. We got on this thing quick. We got a contract signed quick. We got it into the attorney's office quick, and you got to jump on that shit. Number two, oh, by the way, the guy that they sold it to literally knocked it down and built new construction, and that thing's probably worth almost $1 million now. Just saying. My goodness, if I had that lead now for 100, I probably would have sold it for 300 when the market's went up since. But anyway, number one, you got to align with someone who knows what they're doing. If you're brand new, I can help you. If you're in the Hudson Valley or you're in Delaware, I can be that guy for you. Number two, don't get greedy. Listen, Was I a little kind of I guess butthurt that they double closed it for 85 grand? Yes, I was. But at the end of the day, I don't want to count their money. They told me they can pay me 15. They paid me 15. Could they have paid me more? Sure. But it is what it is. I learned a lot. They've helped me a lot. Still good friends to this day. I help them a lot too now, which is ironic. But everything comes full circle. But made 15K, left some money on the table. But if you're brand new, here's the lesson. Don't get effing greedy, right? If you want to really hang out with a mentor and get involved with someone who's busy, who knows what they're doing, don't count their money and don't get greedy. The most valuable thing you're going to learn is what a deal is and how the business works. And if you're getting paid while you're learning, it's just a freaking bonus, right? So on that deal, I made the most money I've ever made at the time on a real estate deal. I learned a shit ton, and I showed the mentor that I can bring them value. And we're still good friends to this day. We've done tons of business together. And I literally help them now with their business, which is crazy, right? Like everything comes full circle. So don't get greedy. Make sure you're marketing, right? I was marketing to a good list, tax delinquent list. And that's how we got that deal done. So that was, I think it was 434 Jersey Avenue. I forget the address. 430 something Jersey Avenue. But that's the deal. Hopefully you got value from this. If you did get value, if you want me to be your mentor, I'd be open to maybe taking you on as a one-on-one coaching client if we'd be a fit. If that's something you're interested in, send me an email, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com. Or if you just want to JV with me, if you're in the Hudson Valley or you're in Delaware, or you want to sell me a wholesale deal, if you're a wholesaler, I'd love to be your buyer. I'm buying a deal off a wholesaler right now, and he's making a lot of money. I don't want to disclose the amount until it closes, but he's making a lot of money. So I don't care how much wholesaler makes, as long as the deal makes sense for me. So anyway, send me an email if you want to get coached by me, JV with me, or sell me wholesale deals, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com. Hopefully you got some value from this video. Check out the good old New York woods here in the winter, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.